Yeah, we're just like I want to make music videos that look like that, but I don't know how to do it.
Just have a glitchy Skype call.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. We're breaking new ground.
All right. Well, I don't know if you heard my explanation of why I'm doing this show, but I was actually listening to my iPhone on shuffle, and "Bow Ties Are Cool" came up, which is like one of the few songs that I have of you on my iPhone. And I thought to myself that that's a genre that's worth exploring. So I just decided that this show is going to be about fandom music. And you are one of the leaders in fandom music, so.
Yeah, I love fandom music. I think it's a really neat thing because people are able to be creative, but also there's kind of a built-in connection to the listener. Like even if maybe like you don't like 60s pop music influenced by like 2000s electro pop like I do, but we both really like Harry Potter.
Right.
So that's a like common ground that we have, and then I am able to use that to introduce people to new types of music, and I am able to find new types of music because of this other commonality. And it's interesting because there's really nothing else like that other than like I guess Christian music, but usually a genre is defined by the sounds and not by the content. So I think it's really interesting that fandom music has kind of turned that on its head.
That's true, because I just played the "I Want to Go" Hunger Games parody.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which is very pop and obvious. I mean, Britney Spears,
well,
so.
Yeah.
And that's very different from the more, like guy and his guitar kind of thing that you have going on.
Yeah, I was there when they were writing that song, and I told them to not do it, and I said this is never going to fly, guys. And of course now 600 million
right
later, or whatever it is.
Well, I just think it's hysterical. Like I'm not the biggest Britney Spears fan, but I can't even hear the Britney version without thinking of this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the mark of a good parody. Like I don't think a week goes by that I don't get a tweet about like somebody hearing a version, like the real version of a song that I worked on, and only being able to hear the parody lyrics. So it's like I feel like I've done my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I do that. If you're singing the silly lyrics about being a nerd or something instead of being at the club, which are really, let's face it, like equally stupid lyrics.
Absolutely. So I don't know, was there anything like this before Harry Potter? I was talking about that in the chat room earlier. That
not that I know of. There was
Wizard Rock might have started it all.
Yeah, I think it did, really, especially at the level that it's at right now. There was a thing that still persists. It's called filk, which is basically just like rewriting lyrics to songs, but it's like folk. Generally, it's kind of more that, and that's the community that like Weird Al Yankovic came out of. But in terms of writing sort of more heartfelt stuff, I think that the first time that really happened was with Harry Potter. And, because of the internet, it was able to spread in a way that, like, filk spread at conventions, at, like, actual physical conventions where people would trade tapes. Whereas with the internet, and especially, like, with MySpace, people were able to, share music really quickly. And it was able to, kind of blow up in a way that I don't think other times that it could have happened, didn't have the capacity to. Like, there's no reason why there isn't more like Star Wars music. Like I would love for there to be, but
I was gonna say, are you gonna work on that now?
Hey, it's in the works.
How did you fall into fandom rock stuff? Because you're not just Harry Potter. You started out in the Remus Lupins, but you have Doctor Who and you have Hunger Games too, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like we kind of we kicked down a door a little bit with Wizard Rock, and we sort of realized we can do this. This is a thing that can happen and can be successful and people can connect with. And I wrote 6 albums of music with the Remus Lupins, and that's a lot. And those weren't like bullshit numbers. Those were like 22 song albums.
Wow.
So like plus like Christmas songs and like a bunch of holiday songs. So overall, I'd say I wrote probably between 80 and 100 songs, maybe more than that, for the Remus Lupins. And it's like, that's a lot of freaking songs. To try to write about something that isn't even like your world. And especially during a time when people were like Wizard Rock in 2006, 2007, 2008, like blew up, and like everybody. I mean, obviously not everybody. There were a lot of new bands coming out, and there's a sort of stigma against writing a song about something that someone else had already written a song about. Like there could be one song about the Battle of Hogwarts, and that's it, which is it's absurd, of course. But so there was a little bit of a stigma with it, and I felt like I had written really everything I could about that from that perspective. And I said, I don't want to stop doing this. I don't want to, leave this awesome community behind. And at that time, the Hunger Games was becoming a really big thing that I was really interested in. Doctor Who had become a big passion of mine. I said, why don't I'll continue writing stuff that, keeps me interested and keeps people interested and sharing, personal stories through the lens of a fandom. And so I was able to do that.
Yeah, but that's pretty amazing. I mean, 100 songs about Harry Potter, and then you're touring,
and
you.
Of them are about Lily, so it's not
Fair enough. Did in the community, did you guys like discuss things like that? Like, oh, we're working on this, so try not to do that, or.
Definitely not. There was very rarely did I ever talk to anybody about a song that I was working on until it was already on a record. And I feel like that was definitely a feeling. But everybody sort of had their niche. Everybody had their thing. Of the major bands in wizard rock. And obviously there were a ton of amazing bands, but the bands that were kind of like the flagship bands that kind of started when the movement first started, Harry and the Potters sort of had we're going to choose something random about a book and like just really go deep into it. That was their thing that they would do. Like they have a song about Harry's favorite food being bacon, or like there being a Hogwarts bowling club, or just all sorts of kind of like weird offbeat stuff. That's their whole thing. They would do that. Draco and the Malfoys is another great band that they would do almost exclusively like just songs about how things that you thought were unimportant were really important, and that you should be happy that they were evil. So like they would just take normal things and make them evil. The Whomping Willows I feel like he had so much weird stuff going on. He just like kind of like did songs about everything. I don't know if I could pigeonhole Matt into anything. And then I would say that the Remus Lupins, our two main things, were having just like full on party songs, like let's dance kind of songs, and like stupidly sappy love songs. So those were kind of our things that we did. So I'd focus a lot on like the interpersonal relationships between the characters, which is funny because if you try to do that in one song and then like let's all dance the Yule Ball song, kind of weird. But I guess I could never decide what kind of band I wanted to be in. A 60s pop band or a 2000s electro pop band. That's my...
Well, that works. So...
yeah.
You're right about the fact that it just causes people to connect, because Lord knows Harry Potter has a gigantic following.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it does.
It's like the fans are already there waiting for you to give them something.
Yeah, that is partially true, but it also takes a certain type of Harry Potter fan to be into wizard rock, because there's millions of Harry Potter fans, but most of them kind of balk at the idea of listening to music about it until they do. They listen to somebody that they really enjoy and they connect with it, and that was kind of cool that the flavor there were all these different types of bands out there, and there's kind of something for everybody.
What is the energy like at a Wizard Rock concert?
It's really cool because it's a place where a lot of people can feel safe when they don't in other situations, which I really like. I grew up as like a theater kid, so I'm pretty just kind of confident in whatever situation I'm in. But that's not the case for a lot of people. And if you go to school where reading isn't cool, or like you're wearing like a nerdy shirt and people make fun of you for it, it's really refreshing. I feel like to be able to go to a space where there are other people who also like the things that you like. The same way as, like at a sporting event, like you're surrounded by similar fans and you're able to be loud and crazy and cheer for your team in a way that you wouldn't be able to. And I don't think until Wizard Rock came along and Wizard Rock concerts and like events like LeakyCon, there weren't really like sporting events for Harry Potter fans. It would be midnight releases, I guess, but that's, an hour. You're in
Right.
line in the middle of the night. It's not like a continuing thing where you can build friendships in a community. And I think that Wizard Rock, along with like the Harry Potter podcasts that were going on at that time, really helped build a actual physical community out of something that was based online.
Are you surprised that the fan community is still as passionate today as I mean, it's been, 5 years since the last book was released?
Yeah. I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised. I remember in 2006 doing this, and I was just getting started, and I was doing, all sorts of newspaper interviews and stuff, and the question every single time was, "Is this going to be over in 2007?" And I didn't want to say yes, but in my head I was like, "Yeah, the seventh book comes out, it's done, it's over." And that wasn't me hoping for that; it was just what I expected, and it has proven obviously to be not the case at all. And while things are not as insane or intense as they were in 2007 and 2008, there's still a huge community out there that is sort of evolved. It's not just about Harry Potter anymore. It's about all of these other things. It's kind of like just a comfort level with being nerdy, I think, that didn't really exist before the Harry Potter community kind of came out and was really loud about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anything, it's growing now. They have the international Quidditch match every year.
Which, what's funny about that is I feel like that almost doesn't even have to do with Harry Potter. It does, obviously, it's Quidditch, but it's I feel like people could play that without having any interest in the intricacies of who is in the Order of the Phoenix. They could just be, I think it's really neat, though. People are finding new and different ways to celebrate their fandom and, continue to be excited about it.
Yeah, well, describe to me the craziest moment. I guess I want to say at a LeakyCon, because that's obviously the big to-do every year. But there had to be a moment where you were like, oh my god, I can't believe this is my life kind of thing.
I think that moment happened for me in 2007 at an event called Prophecy, so LeakyCon is the kind of at this point the gold standard of Harry Potter conventions, but there were a number of conventions before that. They all had different names every year. Instead of being LeakyCon whatever year, it was a different spell or something like that.
Okay.
And so this year was Prophecy, and it was 2007, and it had been scheduled for the first week of August. It was scheduled a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So that January 2007, it gets announced that the seventh Harry Potter book is coming out on the 21st of July.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the largest Harry Potter convention that has happened up to that point. It is in Toronto, Canada, which is always just exciting because it's Toronto and it's a great city. And it's a week and a half after the book comes out. So it's the perfect place for a convention. And so the Remus Lupins are playing the rock concert. And we're I think we were headlining the first night of it. And so we had never played a show that big before, other than our book release show, which we played 2 weeks before, which was huge and awesome. But we stepped out on stage, and the screams of the crowd were literally concussive, to the point that all of us stepped up on stage and then stepped back.
Wow.
Because there was so much, not only energy but noise, and it was like being the Beatles. It was awesome. Of course, luckily it died down or transformed into people singing along with the songs and singing and dancing and partying. But at first, that first moment of I don't know, it was just, there was an energy. It's unlike anything I've felt since. But LeakyCon now is able to kind of, it's not as special because that was the first time that happened.
Right.
So now when I walk out on stage, I almost kind of I don't expect it, but I'm prepared for it.
Okay.
I'm mentally prepared that I don't need to shield myself, a very bright light is going to shine in my eyes. But yeah, it's I would say that getting on stage at a convention is always an incredible experience, just because it's something that people have been looking forward to all year. I mean, this is the moment,
right,
for you and for the audience and for everybody, and you just all come together as kind of one giant crazy nerd. Like Voltron. We're all forming different parts of this mega nerd.
Are you going to be at LeakyCon this year?
Yeah, I am playing. I think we're playing the first night. Yes, we're going to play the second night, and then we traded. I traded with Hank Green on a bet.
Nice. And are you going to both Portland and London, or?
I absolutely am going to both. Yeah, I have not missed one yet, so I hope to not.
So then, I mean, that's pretty interesting that you have, based on being a fan of Harry Potter, you're traveling the world.
Yeah, it's been nuts. And honestly, the thing is, I mean, I never thought that it would be still going. You know, like I thought I would get to do, like I never, like wow, at the end of Prophecy, no joke. So Prophecy 2007, everybody's sobbing, everybody's crying. We're never gonna see each other again because this is it. It's over. Everybody knows it's over. And we're saying to the, USA Today is interviewing us, and we're like, no, it'll never end. We're friends forever, right? But we all know. And then it just keeps going. In 2008, everyone at the end of the convention there was called Terminus, bawling, right? Every year. So now it's gotten to the point where, like, at the end of a convention, like, I almost don't even say bye to my friends anymore. I'm like, all right, I'll see you in 3 weeks at this other thing that we're doing. And it's, it's crazy, but at this point you kind of, I have faith that this could go on for a very long time. So I'm very lucky in that I have gotten so far to go to all of these events. And I guess the trick is to stay relevant enough to keep getting invited.
Well, I think that you're probably in it for the long haul. I know you're pretty popular at the events. I remember, like, seeing fans on Twitter and stuff, like, freaking out about you walking past them. And I'd be like, what?
That still takes getting used to. But, yeah. I don't know, definitely at those kinds of events, I end up, like, my face starts to hurt from smiling.
And your eyes start to hurt from all the flashes of the cameras?
Yeah. It's weird. The only other time that ever happened to me was at my bar mitzvah. I had to smile. But I smile because I'm happy, because I'm having a good time, not because I'm faking it, So
yeah, of course.
That's good, at least. When I'm smiling because I'm faking it, then I'll probably stop going.
Fair enough. Is it strange when you're at these conventions and you're treated like an A-list celebrity as opposed to, like, everyday life? Or are you always just treated like that?
I'm always treated like it. No, it is strange. It is very strange. It's awesome, but it's strange. So funny story. I think I told you this story at Leaky last year, actually. That so the way that, for people listening who were not at LeakyCon, the way it was set up was there was a big lobby, and then there was a big indented elevator lobby. And in that front lobby, there were constantly people, like always. And so I was walking through there, and like I'd gotten stopped a couple times for autographs and pictures, which is fine. And suddenly, just this guy just accosts me from behind and grabs me, and I'm like, kind of, not like freaked out, but a little bit like, what's going on? And he's like, gets right up. He has like a hood, like a hooded sweatshirt. And he gets right up in my ear. He goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" And I was like, good. How are you? And he's like, "Good, but I gotta go. Okay, bye." And he then runs into the elevator lobby, and he turns around as he's going, and it's Joey Richter, and he just goes and steps into an elevator, because it's like he used me as a distraction to get through the river of people to the other side. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it happens, you know what I mean? That you kind of have to prepare yourself for it at a situation like that. The same way that if you were at a concert that you were playing, and you just walked out into the crowd, like there's 1,000 people there to see you. They all want to say hi. You know? Yeah. Or like at least 900 of them. Probably 100 think you did a really bad job. So I don't like this guy anymore. He's not as good as Ed Sheeran. Get him out of here.
Have you had anybody act like that towards you, like at these conventions, or is everyone cool?
Where people like don't like me? I've had some people tell me that they like me less after seeing me live.
Wow.
Or there's always some sort of, the thing that really makes me sad is that there's always some sort of interaction that I'm sorry, I'm on a rolly chair, so it just
I can tell.
And also check this out.
Lovely.
Wait, I can go. So
those of you who can't see him will see him later on YouTube. So
I'm just playing with the roller chair. The sad thing is, I especially I really like talking to people, and I always try to make sure that people have a positive experience at those conventions because I feel like I have a vested interest in making them something special. And also, I just remember when I was growing up and I would go to see bands and hanging out and wanting to talk to them, how cool it was to get to talk to my favorite artists.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, if people think that way of me, then I want to try my hardest to give them that same experience, to give them something really positive. But every once in a while, if I'm trying to get from point A to point B at a convention and I've stopped 30 times already and I really have to get to this other thing and I can't stop and talk to somebody, and then I find out they'll tweet later man, at Alex Carpenter is such a dick. And it's what? I had to go. You don't understand. I had a thing. I'm so sorry. But thank you for replying me in it. That's always my favorite. I would never do that. But, yeah, I've had some experiences like that, but never anything real.
Well, that's good. I mean, I really hope that you've never taken anything negative that I've tweeted you seriously, because I like messing with you on Twitter.
I never take you seriously.
Okay, good.
I get you.
Okay, so back to the topic. There are new people entering the Wizard Rock and other fandom music all the time. What do you have, I don't know, advice or ideas for them? The newbies?
Newbies. Yeah, I would say that the best thing you can do is just write music that you really enjoy, that is special to you. Because in a couple years, one way or another, in a couple years, this is going to be something that most people who are listening to it now are not listening to. So at the end of the day, it's going to be something that you look back on and you need to be proud of it. And you need to think, this is something that I did that was special for me that I was able to share with people. Which I think is kind of the core of really any creative endeavor, is that you have to know that it's not something that is going to last forever. And as long as you can look back at it and be really proud of it, then, that's something really good.
Awesome. So what are you working on now?
Is there a thing? I bet I cleaned it. There's a thing there. Did you see the thing?
The little dot?
There's dots.
Yes, there are dots.
That's not on me.
I think it's a reflection of the fan behind you.
No. Is it?
It looks like light.
Oh,
yes.
What's happening?
I can't wait for you guys to see this.
You guys are gonna love me.
There you go. See, they're gone now.
Why didn't you say something? I've got this.
I didn't know. I didn't know that it was gonna bother you.
Well, it didn't bother me. I made it this whole time.
Okay, so what is Alex Carpenter doing other than ramping up for LeakyCon?
I just finished working on a documentary about YouTube, which I was working on for the last 6 weeks, and I just got back from that. We traveled all over the country and hung out with pretty much all the top YouTubers and talked to them, which is pretty awesome. And that has been consuming literally every minute of my time for the last 8 weeks on a 6-week road trip, which is basically a tour without the fun part of tour where you get to get up on stage,
right?
Play. It was just all the loading and unloading, and then we just filmed other people. It's cool. It's cool, but it's there's something about
Well, you weren't performing, so.
Right. Well, it makes it easier if you have to drive 7 hours, and you're in a hot, stinky van, and then you get out and there's a couple hundred people there who are chanting your name or singing along with you. It makes your day easier.
Right.
It makes it a little bit easier than if you were just doing that and then you...
Getting back in the car and doing it again.
You get out at a gas station and then get back in. That's it.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm trying to get back into doing videos on YouTube and releasing a bunch of music. I have a ton of music that is unreleased, so I want to probably do an EP this fall. So. With
Star Wars music, or?
Maybe. I've been joking around with a friend of mine about doing some Star Wars songs. I already have 3 or 4 written. So, but he wants to do joke songs. He wants to do Harry and the Potters style joke songs. And I want to do Remus Lupin style, sappy songs. I want to do a song about how Luke is upset that he's never going to get off Tatooine and he doesn't feel like he's enough. And he wants to do a song about a stormtrooper that's sad because he had friends on the Death Star when it blew up. But the sad part is his song would be so much more successful, and I know it. Like, I know the I'll Bake You Pies nonsense will be more successful than...
Is it Luke that we're talking about here?
No, Luke has never seen Star Wars.
What?
No, he has. But Luke's not a fan of things.
Okay.
The same way that I am.
Fair enough. So then, no shows coming up. Next time we're going to see you is LeakyCon? Is that...
Yeah, actually. I mean, definitely between now and then there's not going to be any shows. I have a lot of cool stuff planned for LeakyCon, though. Like, really cool stuff.
Yeah, the more people keep announcing about it, the sadder that I am that I refunded my ticket, but...
Yeah, that was a mistake.
But you know what, though? Judas, they're doing Judas in Chicago, Julia and everybody.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see that since the day I met Joey, so I figured if I could only do one, I have to go for that, so...
Yeah. When is that again? When are they doing that?
The end of August to the first week of September.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll go to that. I can't just move to Chicago this summer. I can't do it. I have to choose one show.
Right? I feel exactly. I'm actually going to go to Twisted at the beginning of July, and then I'm going to go to Judas at the end of August, so I feel like that's enough time to...
When is Twisted?
Twisted is... They're your friends, Alex. You should know this.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know what the dates are.
I
just call up Holden and I go, hey, are there tickets for me? And he
goes,
yes. And I go, I will be there that day. That's all I know.
No, I think it's the very beginning of July. I think it starts right after LeakyCon. And that goes to the end of July. So I think it's that full month. And then there's like 2 or 3 weeks.
I break my streak of going to every opening night, but because I'm not going to go like straight back from LeakyCon and fly to Chicago. Yeah.
I'm so willing to bet that they're going to convince you to get on the plane with them.
Just come on, man.
I know, Brian will be like, come on, man. Let's do it.
I have to drive back to Los Angeles after Leaky because it's in Portland, which is cool. It's the first time it's been like near me.
It's not really near you, but I understand.
Up, gear and stuff. I don't have to like fly there.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. I was upset when I heard about Anthony Rapp this morning. I was like, that would have been.
There's more. You don't even know. There's
more.
I'm
sure there is. They got to keep upping their game, right?
Yeah.
So, no, it's going to be cool. I'll probably make it out next year, though. I mean, it's in Orlando next year, so...
Yeah.
I think I can manage that one.
It's going to keep going.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And it's so cool that you get to be a part of it all the time, because you're Alex Carpenter.
That's cool. I hope that remains a thing. I hope that my name means something. In, like, 3 years, it still means, like, oh, he's Alex, but he's Alex.
Bro, before I met you, I can't even tell you how often I had heard your name. Before I even, like, knew who you were. It was just, like, I'd always hear your name. People like, you don't know who Alex Carpenter is? I'm like, should I?
Yeah, see? You should know.
Well, now I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for spending the last 30 minutes with me. I'll let you enjoy your day and get back into some music. Do you have a particular Remus Lupin song, maybe, that I should play?
You don't have any of them.
Are they on Spotify?
I don't know, maybe. Let's see what's on Spotify.
Let's see what's on Spotify.
Let's play the what of Alex's is on Spotify game.
You are on Spotify.
All of them? I don't think all of them are on there.
The Rest is Silence.
That's on there?
The whole album.
Cool. What do I want to hear of my own? I want that. I don't even know my songs.
What is Jingle Spells? Do you guys have compilation albums?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's like a lot of charity compilation records that I was part of. How about Precious Days?
Okay.
The second track.
Yes, I see. All right. Well, let me let you go, and we'll listen to Precious Days from the Remus Lupins.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Have a good day, night, evening, whatever it is for you. It's sunny where you are. It's not sunny here.
It's always sunny in California.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.